Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a great day today because I am so far. Today, I wanted to sit down and share a few lessons I learned during this pandemic or this situation that we've had for the last few months. We've been pretty much stuck at home until recently when phase 3 just opened in some cities. Depending on where you are, you might not be able to do all the things we can do in Canada, or you may be in different stages. But today I wanted to share a few things that I learned during the pandemic situation for 2020. So here we go. Lesson number 1. Not meaning this into a selfish way, if I can say. Putting yourself first is something I learned in this pandemic. Just being always mindful of keeping myself happy, being able to live on my own, basically being self-sufficient. So being able to live with myself when I'm alone, live with, for the mental health people, living with yourself alone, your thoughts, being able to know who you are and learn who you are. For example, for me, I learned that I really enjoy making YouTube content. I really enjoy bushcraft, and I also enjoy school, which I realized that in the first few weeks of the situation when I moved from Toronto to here was a hit, actually, because the school life for me just gives me motivation that something else doesn't. And I really miss that, and I really cherish that we're going to be going back into school life this coming months. September is when I start. So yeah, just basically knowing that the only person in the world that matters is you, because at the end of the day, it's your life. So you have to make it what you want to make it. And in order for you to be happy, you have to know who you are, and you have to decide what your life is going to be in the next few weeks, few months, few days, whatever it is. You want to make your life a dream, and that's the end goal. So basically remembering that the person you should care the most is yourself, because if you don't care for yourself, how can you care for others? This is one thing I found really enlightening to me, is usually when you're always trying to make other people happy, for example, you might not be yourself happy. Yes, you might have like the happiness of making others happy, but when you're alone, you don't have that happiness, which for me is something I learned to do during this pandemic and even before. For the second lesson, I learned that the habits are what make you. So for example, for me, the first I would say month of the pandemic, I was still in school. I was more lazy. Classes had been canceled or moved, or curriculums has been remanaged, if you want to say. And I was really onto social media and not really spending my time well. I was not training. I was not doing anything other than maybe Netflix or YouTube and all that stuff. But now I've learned that time is something you want to manage carefully, because your habits are what transform you. For example, I started reading a book, which I'm going to be making a video about soon when I finish it, which is a Steve Jobs book. I also learned that I love YouTube, which is a habit I've learned to post maybe 2 to 3 times a week. So I have my job and I have YouTube, and I also started to train 3 to 4 times a week on top of playing hockey. So these are things that continuously make me want to make myself, my life, and everything about me, basically, just to make it better. So continue learning. So I'm recently getting into investments or stocks and all that kind of stuff. I want to really start learning about that stuff. Like I said, reading or anything basically you want out of your life, or if you're not happy right now with your life, then you have the power to change that. So why not make one decision today, the butterfly effect, basically, or something I saw on Logan Paul's recent podcast with the winning streak. Is basically every day trying to be better than last and working towards something, or at least doing things that normally you wouldn't do, or not because now people aren't watching or you're at home or whatever, the motivation may be gone, but you have to keep striving for betterness or for greatness. And that is through learning new habits or learning new skills, such as for me, editing on YouTube. I'm trying to continuously improve, or how to filmmaking, which is something I like. Something for you might be different. You might want to learn to draw or to paint or to, I don't know, do wood carving. It can be anything. Just make sure that the habits or the things you do every day are things you want to be part of you for the rest of your life, or at least for the time being, and that make you happy. So just work towards making your habits the person you want to be, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys catch my point. This may be the biggest one for me or for anyone in the world right now, especially with all the negative that came with 2020. Just being able to focus on the positives. So for me, for example, when the COVID situation started, honestly, I didn't even realize it in a negative manner. I was more of like, oh, I get to go back home with my family, and I get to go spend more time with my parents. I get to see some friends I haven't seen in a while. I get to maybe have a bit of time off from school since we had a few courses laid off or exams pushed, and etc. So I got to not only go back home and enjoy myself, but I also got to finish my degree finish my year, and also, like I said, spend time with friends. I got time to start a bushcraft series, got time to spend more time editing on YouTube, started playing hockey and all those kinds of things. I know in life it's easy to fall into a negative cycle. I know myself, I've had anxiety all my life. Probably depressions here and there, and negativity is really, really easy to fall into. It's a trap. It's honestly really not fun. It's something I had, I would say first semester of university was really hard on me, and it's something I really want to talk about, especially when the year comes around. I want to start and talk more about university style videos. But really trying to focus on positives, whether it be, oh, today I am healthy, my family's healthy, I have hair on my head, or just trying to be grateful. I read this quote online, or this article that said that just every morning when you wake up, try to focus on 3 things you're grateful for. So for example, it can be really simple as, oh, I'm grateful I have my eyesight today, I'm grateful I can speak, and I'm grateful I live with my parents, for example, which is all things that you should be happy on a day-to-day basis. But with the world we're living right now, it seems that we're all stuck in those ideals, or, oh my gosh, the grass is greener, or she has this car and I don't, or he has this money and I don't, just being always looking at somebody else's success and being envious, I feel. And for me, I've switched that, especially recently, like I said, the positives to negatives. So just being happy for other people if they succeed, being happy with where I am, where I'm leading to, and what I want to do. Basically not trying to force myself because of others, but more of intrinsic motivation, if that makes sense. In general, I think those are the 3 lessons I learned from the pandemic so far. I know the pandemic is currently phase 3 and all that in Canada, and we're being able to get back into the normal life a bit. Like for example, I started playing hockey. In recap for today, I think the 3 lessons that were really important to me during the COVID situation is, number 1, to realize that yourself, at the end of the day, to keep your happiness number 1. So to keep yourself a priority. Secondly, that habits make us into the person we want to be, or in some cases negatively into the person we don't want to be. So realizing that habits have a real power in changing who you are and who you want to become. And thirdly, to focus on positives, not on negatives, because that's going to be really helpful for your mental and for the people around you. So that's pretty much it for me today. Hopefully you guys learned something from this, or had enlightenment or realization during this video. And if you did, or even if you have different lessons you learned during this situation, comment down below. I want to really learn what you guys learned through this period, because there's always something to be learned into the positives or negatives in life. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys enjoy the content so far. And if you have suggestions or anything, don't forget to drop them in the comments below. And till next time, peace.